Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a beautiful Tuesday morning, and off you go. Just got to the park, and of course, my boy is very, very happy to be here. Just trying to sort out this leash. There we go. Okay, our rainy season, shall we say, officially started yesterday with proper thunder showers, lots of water, and all that jazz. And it also means tick season. Oh, okay. Okay, hang on a little. Alright, back to our video here about tick season. Okay, so obviously you have to protect your dogs from ticks and fleas and that kind of stuff, but you've got to be so careful. Alright, a lot of these edible tick and flea medication chews, as an example, remember that these are pesticides. And they are actually designed to, shall we say, oh my gosh, this dog is so busy with these ablutions. My word. So the medications that your dog is eating is actually a pesticide. It's a neurotoxin. And what actually happens is you are poisoning your dog's blood so that when the tick or flea bites the dog, the tick and flea gets poisoned by the blood that they are now sucking out of your dog. So the edible tick and flea medication, whatevers, they actually poison the dog in order to poison the parasite. And the problem with that is that in order for your dog to be tick and flea free, those parasites actually have to first bite the host, which is your dog, because their blood is poison. It doesn't actually prevent ticks and fleas from getting onto your dog and biting your dog or cat, whatever it is that you've got there. So in my eyes, that's a big no-no, because over time those neurotoxins, they do start to poison your dog so badly, you're going to end up with cancers, tremors, seizures, and of course at the worst, death, which is not fun. I've read so many stories of people where dogs were seizure free, and next minute you know they are having seizures on a very regular basis, and it's really sad. Or they give the dog a preventative tick and flea medication, preventative whatever, and the next day or in a few hours after taking it, the dog is dead. So now there's something I just won't do. Right, so those are your oral medications. Then you get the spot-ons. The spot-ons as well, they get soaked into the dog's body. So those are the pour-ons that you put between their shoulder blades onto the skin. That poison gets absorbed by the dog, the skin, it gets into the bloodstream. It makes the blood toxic, just as an edible would, and acts in exactly the same way. Some animals are very sensitive to that stuff on their skin, so they might actually have a chemical burn on their skin. We actually had that with one of our cats, and we can't put stuff like that on our cats because of the side effects. Very itchy skin, chemical burns on the skin where the drops were put, and it's supposed to be cat safe. No, it's not. It's a pesticide. And apart from that, of course, it goes into the bloodstream and poisons the dog from the inside, stuffing up the livers and kidneys and causing cancer and who knows what else. All right, then you got your chemical collars, like apparently there's a Seresto collar and who knows what else. And the problem with that is, so your dog is wearing this chemical collar on their body, around their necks, which means that they are exposed to the chemicals, the fumes going up their nose all the time. There has been cases of where dogs got it off, chewed it up, it killed them. Or they were playing with another dog, the other dog chewed around on the collar and it caused damage, injury, death. there was a child who slept with a dog, or shall I rather say the dog who was wearing the collar was in bed with him, and he was seriously injured by this collar, or got terribly sick. So these are poisons, okay? There's sprays as well and all sorts of stuff. There is a variety of chemical, shall we call it, tick and flea medications or poisons on the market, designed to obviously so-called protect your pet from ticks and fleas and things. Obviously there are alternatives out there that are safer. There's actually a variety. Let me just see if I actually brought with the name of the place. Hold on. Oh, go on, my boy. You can go sniff. He's not too sure what he's supposed to do. All right, there is a place on the web. So you type in dogsnaturallymagazine.com, and there are a whole bunch of do-it-yourself safe alternatives to protect your dog from ticks and fleas. As an example, in a pinch, I might spray my dog with a 50-50 concoction of water and apple cider vinegar, and he smells like salad, but it does really work quite well. But there is another reason that parasites are not too fond of my boy, and they don't have to bite him first to think of him as unappetizing and then die or whatever. They tend to find him unappetizing full stop, because first of all, he's incredibly healthy, and a very healthy dog or cat makes a terrible host for parasites. So remember that, okay? And that goes for worms too. We're talking ticks, fleas, and worms. All right, so first get your animal healthy. So my boy is on the do-it-yourself barf diet, biologically appropriate raw food that has put him in a healthy state since he's been a baby when I got him. Oh, look at him having so much fun. Come on. Good boy. Oh, good boy. So you start with health, okay. So once you've got that going, you start to introduce freshly crushed garlic. And again, my boy gets that 3 to 4 times a week. Nice big garlic cloves, freshly crushed. They sit for about 10 to 15 minutes and get added into his food bowl. And that's definitely one of the reasons I have to always laugh when I go hiking with him and we go sit for coffee, and I actually see how the ticks jump off him and crawl away because apparently he stinks like garlic. So it's actually quite funny. All right. Now, obviously, every dog is different. Some dogs are immunocompromised and they need who knows what. They can't eat this, they can't eat that. So just do your best, okay? Keep your dog healthy, or your cat. Supply them as nature would with the foods that they're supposed to eat. Give them extra support with herbs. And then on that website, go there and have a look at all the wonderful ideas they've got there, that you can use essential oils. I mean, some are safe, some are not safe. So just check out the website and have a look-see. There are other things like amber collars and all sorts of weird and wonderful things. I actually still want to try it and see, although I'm not too fond of my boy wearing a collar all the time because it does make a ring around his neck from the fur, and I like him to have his full mane without any funny lines in it from the collars. So, there is so many options. And where worms are concerned, first of all, again, healthy diet, because a healthy animal makes a terrible host for parasites. That's where you start. Then there are many different things you can actually add to their food, especially if they're on the raw food, to help keep them clean from parasites. Garlic is just one of them. Crushed pumpkin seeds is another. Even grated carrots is another. These are all things that worms really hate, but it does have to also start with a very healthy host, all right? Or in this case, the healthy dog won't be a host because they are too healthy. Now, I do not deworm this guy, okay? What I do is I take a fresh poop sample, I take it to the vet, I let them do whatever tests that they do to see if there are actually worms and worm eggs, blah, 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 blah. If there should be worms, eggs, or whatever, then yes, I will happily deworm him. Always making sure that it's the different one from the previous one that he had. But generally speaking, he might go a year or more and me just checking his poop, and so far the samples have come back clean, so he has not actually needed to be dewormed. I did do one vet, whatever chemical tablet, whatever, dewormer this year for the reasons that I was feeding him wild pigeons, okay, that were legally hunted. All right, just putting that out there, they were legally hunted, wild rock pigeons. And I did freeze them for over 3 weeks before I started feeding those to him and the cats. But I did decide, you know what, just in case the freezing process did not kill a parasite, I'm going to actually do a proper deworm on him from the vet. And that was months ago. So he hasn't been dewormed since, and I should really take a poop sample again to the vet and let that be checked for worms. Alright, so remember, rainy season is tick season. Try not to poison your dog, please. There are many safe alternatives out there. Start with the website that I mentioned, okay? And I'll actually put it in the description below, the website, the link, the whatever you want to call it. You guys can have a look at it and then protect your pet, but do so naturally. There's a lot of alternatives that are safe. Don't go and stick poisons into your dog and then wonder why your dog ends up with seizures or death. Okay, how terrible, so it can be avoided. If you keep your dog healthy, first of all, feed them a species appropriate diet, like the biologically appropriate raw food diet. I do the do-it-yourself barf diet. And I'll put my email address at the bottom as well, in case you are in South Africa and you actually do want to put your dog onto raw food. We can do a consultation. If I ever figure out how Zoom works, from my side that is, then we can do a Zoom. Although I still haven't figured it out. So normally I prefer the client to come to me, and then we sit and I take them through the manual of the raw food that I feed my boy. And because I actually have a manual that I put together, and I sit with a client, they can ask me a gazillion questions, I can explain, and then obviously after that they would go home and the manual will carry on guiding them. If they get stuck, they are welcome to WhatsApp or call or email me, and I will continue helping them at no charge after that. Yes, I do charge for the natural nutrition, as I call it, consultation. I have to. It's one of those things. Plus, printing the manual is quite expensive, but I do want to give you a quality product. And of course, the information that I have learned and also been certified with, etc., blah, 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 which does make me a proper natural nutritionist. It's invaluable, all right? And all my experience over the years for what works, what doesn't work, what is actually good, what isn't good, and all that stuff. It's invaluable, all right? So I want to help you guys. I want your dogs to be healthy. I want your dogs to eat a safe, fresh, species-specific diet. I want your dogs to be happy and not eat dead, boring dog food, which is the cause of weakness and sickness. And a lot of dogs who are very prone to ticks, if you look at what they're eating, it's dog food, crappy dog food. So in other words, they have a weak immune system, and that makes them vulnerable to ticks and fleas and other parasites like worms and who knows what else. So you've got to start with the health aspect. And then a healthy animal doesn't need much protection from parasites because their own diet already does that for them. All right, so that's all there. Okay. Now let me be quiet until I think of something else to talk about and just walk back up to the car with my boy. I hope you enjoy this hike. Well, the clouds are building again. Makes me wonder if there's more thunderstorms coming later. It rained so nicely yesterday. Some places got hail. My grass got soaked. It's very happy now. So my lawn will now change color from that ugly yellow-brown to green. We have a lot of this. Looks terrible. For anyone who's asking in regard to my boy's operation several weeks ago, he is recovering quite well. He's got a few weird quirks now, go figure, but he's otherwise doing okay. He's healthy, and because of course, you know, strange people at the vets equal, they all want to hurt me. He is slightly even more antisocial at the moment. So something we're working on, and we'll get it sorted eventually. Left. Good boy. There you are. That's the mountain we enjoy hiking in. Right, since the rest of this walk is basically boring, I'm going to end it over here. Thanks for coming along and listening to me ranting around ticks and fleas and worms and preventatives. Just trying to make you guys alert to the fact that a lot of these chemical pesticides do actually poison your own dog and cat as well. That is the problem. And there will be damage. Okay, you can't avoid it. So please think of alternatives. Rather apply alternatives on a regular basis than say a chemical one that lasts for 6 to 8 weeks and destroys your dog, which is more important here. Yes, I know ticks can cause a lot of damage. Fleas and worms, not much fun either. But remember, it starts with health. All right. Okay, so have a great day. Thanks for coming along. Have a great day. And we'll be posting again somewhere along the line, something hopefully interesting for you guys. Bye everyone, and bye from Lycan too.